We're getting ready to head out of Tennessee today. Super excited. Finished up all the solar stuff, still finishing up a couple of projects with Mike, and then hopefully we can get out of here. We're gonna have a pretty long haul today. Marissa went to go get some snacks and make sure we got food stocked up the refrigerator. While we're there, she sent me this.
I love animals. It's running on the wheel. It's a mouse running on the wheel.
I'm not sure where they're at. Doesn't look like they're getting groceries. They're at some sort of pet store, but Hensley loves nature, loves animals. That's a big part of why we do what we do. We have moved the camera. I don't know what I was thinking, because we thought this was far enough over where I could get a straight shot down for the hitch, but it doesn't work. It turns out you really need to have it lined up down the middle as much as possible, which our plate is not in the middle like a lot of cars. So we've mounted it here because that's the amount of cord we already had. Probably would have mounted it here, I guess, if we did it from scratch, if this curve wasn't in the way. But this will work for what we've got. I mean, it's a cargo van, so. Here's the monitor. This is gonna be mounted, I'm hoping to get it mounted up here. So far we've had issues finding tape that sticks to the windshield, but that's the goal, is to get this out of the way and put it up here. Lawn mowing day.
What was that again?
5055.
Alright, I got your weight. You can come inside. Thank you.
So anytime you make changes to your RV, which we did, we added quite a few solar panels to the top. It's not a bad idea to go back and re-weigh. So I weighed the van, totally full of diesel. It weighed 7,340. Gross weight on the van, which is the most the van could possibly weigh, is 8,600. So we had around 1,300 pounds left on the van. The van isn't an issue at all. Usually, you know, it's a 1-ton van. It's supposed to hold 12 passengers. We got tons of weight left in the van. The Airstream, the max it can weigh is 10,000 pounds. So the way you do it, I went and weighed the van by itself about an hour ago, totally full, came back, got the Airstream, and went back and did the second weigh. The second weigh with the Airstream and the van was 16,580. So what you do is you subtract the first weight you got from the van from that number. So 16,580 minus 7,340, you get the weight of the Airstream. And so the Airstream weighed 9,240 pounds. The gross or the max weight that the Airstream can be is 10,000 pounds. So we have about 760 pounds left on the Airstream, which isn't entirely accurate because we actually, I didn't have Hensley in the van when I weighed the first time, and I didn't have the water hose in the van. I didn't have the electrical cord in the van. I think that was close to it, maybe one other container. So, I mean, probably, you know, instead of 9,240, it's probably about 9,180, something like that. So we've got at least 800 pounds left in the Airstream. And that's with the water tank totally full, that's with the propane tanks totally full, and that's with, we just went grocery shopping. So our refrigerator's full, the cabinets are full. I mean, we tried to put all of our stuff, everything we could in a scenario in there. So I feel like we got a pretty good cushion as far as, you know, the van weight and the Airstream weight with what we're traveling with.
So this route's actually taking us through my neck of the woods. Nathan and I grew up in different counties, even though we grew up like 5 minutes from each other. We went to different counties.
Marissa's county was much hillier than my county.
It is, it is.
We're in her county right now.
It's so beautiful though. If you've never been to Tennessee, just the greenery, the mountains, it's home. You know, deep down we just love it here. It's probably why I have a thicker accent. Even though it was just right down the road from each other, he even makes fun of me.
We're in Kentucky. Can you say Kentucky?
Rubber ducky.
Rubber ducky? No, Kentucky. So why would you want to weigh your RV? Well, I mean, a few different reasons. Number one, if it's overweight, it's a safety concern. You may not be able to brake like you're supposed to stop the RV, and it could also be dangerous as far as the tires. If it's overweight, you're putting more pressure on the tires, and the tires could blow, which could be damage to your RV, which could be a wreck, which could be somebody hurt, all those kind of things. I've also heard people talk about if you're in a wreck and you're overweight, that, you know, somebody could come back and sue you, or the insurance might not cover the damage. So where can you get your RV weighed? I know some people have had them weighed like at rallies or RV type events where they have a scale there at the rally. But for me, the times I've weighed my RVs, it's just been at a cat scale, and you'll see cat scales all over the place. Pilot stations, truck stops. So I mean, they're very frequent and easy to find. You basically just pull up this cat scale, or they'll say first weigh, reweigh. You say first weigh, you make up a number for your trucker number. I just gave them a number for that, and then they weigh you. And so I paid 11 bucks. The trick for me is, we found a cat scale that was close to the campground we're at, and so I left with a van before we hooked back up to leave, filled the van up, went and weighed at the cat scale with just the van, and then went back and got the trailer and weighed the second time. The second weigh in, they'll ask again, first weigh in or re-weigh, and you just tell them it's a second weigh. And it's only, for me, it was only 2 bucks, 13 bucks to make sure that we're underweight and we're safe and we're where we need to be. Well worth it. Great point, Hensley. And this is a con for travel trailer versus motorhome. It gets way hotter in here than it would be if we had our motorhome and we just like walked in the back and ate right now. So it's 92 degrees and it's like almost 6 o'clock. Not the right date, in case you're wondering. I don't know what that is. So this should be our last stop of the night before I haven't decided if we're gonna go all the way to Chicago or if I want to stop in a Walmart parking lot or something just outside of Chicago. Basically the plan is to stay in a parking lot in Chicago, but it's like 30-35 bucks a night, I think, to do that. But there's just not that many places to stay in Chicago like that. So to me it's worth it to pay that, be in Chicago, see the lights, be around everything. I hope. We'll know once we do it. So here's Chicago. You can see there's not really anything in Chicago. You got this McCormick Place truck stop thing over here near Hobart or whatever. Far into the lot, May 26th, small off the highway, GPS and no trouble finding, worth the extra travel time, upscale area, Mickey D's next door, quiet, no trucks, other RVs there, but not many. So if I go back to my app, so it tells me it's an extra 22 minutes, 27, 25, whatever, but that's down and back. Yeah, so I think that Walmart's what we're looking for. It seems to be in a safe area. Numerous other people have stayed there and left that it's okay to stay there. Hensley, did you get a bath? You got your spiders from Trolls? Hello, darkness, my old friend. What's the spider say?
Hey.
We'll leave here in about 3 hours. We'll be at our spot for the night. The Airstream is pretty toasty, so we need to really...
Hoping it gets cooler.
We need to get that thing aired out.
Yeah, that's what's tough is you can't really like open a window or anything because they all tilt out. So you can't, and then your fans would be sticking up.
Yeah, well, you can get fan covers that'll cover the fans, and we could just leave the fans running while we're going on the road. We've never had that issue really before to get that, but I know some people have that where if you want to, the fans can run while you're going on the road. It won't be as bad because it's basically just
it's just really humid.
It's humid, stuffy, and it's a sauna in there pretty much. All right, we're gonna get going, and hopefully tomorrow we'll be cranking up Chicago. So we're gonna wrap it up. We'll catch you guys later.